Hey ladies, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to tackle a subject that is very difficult to talk about for a lot of women and even with each other. Like, I did not realize how many of my friends were having these symptoms, but totally embarrassed to talk about it with me or with other friends in their life. And so I just want to get some things out in the open and share with you girls here on this platform, because a lot of things about menopause and perimenopause can be embarrassing. It's embarrassing to talk about changes happening in our body. I remember going back to when I was first going through puberty, when I was 13 years old. Oh my God, just talking about anything was embarrassing, right? So first of all, please excuse my workout apparel. I just went and did my walk, and it's homecoming and we have a lot of things going on today, so I had to just jump on here. But I really wanted to do this video today. I was just been thinking about these things, and I just knew I had to make this video. And yeah, some of the things are super embarrassing. Do I really want to talk about it, or do I really want to think about the people that might see this video? It's a little scary, but that's okay. That's okay. So first of all, I am obviously not a doctor or a nurse. This is just from personal experience. You can take these tips and not listen to any of them, or you can take these tips and try them out for yourself or talk to your doctor about them. Feel free. But here we go. Let's dive in. Helpful tip number one in perimenopause. Have any of you girls had the super itchy ears? Like, you're sitting there and all of a sudden it feels like maybe there's like a little bug in your ear, and it's like, oh my gosh, you have to itch it. Oh my gosh, it's so embarrassing when it happens at work, and you really don't want to be sticking your finger in your ear, but honestly, it's that itchy. You feel like if you don't itch it, you're gonna die. And I heard that that was a very common perimenopause symptom. So I'm happy to report that I have found something that works for me. I picked some of this ear oil by Now Solutions. It's Soothing Herbal Blend Ear Oil. It's specifically made to go in your ears. It comes on this dropper, but I don't dropper anything into my ear, because one of the next tips I want to talk about is for like ear fluid or feeling like there's fluid in your ears. I don't want to add any fluid to my ears, but what I do is I take a dropper of this in the morning, and I just put a few drops on the end of a Q-tip, and then I very slowly and very carefully wipe the Q-tip just inside the inner rim of my ear, and it has been working so well. I am so relieved to say that the itchy ears are pretty much gone, and I will link this ear oil. Everything's going to be linked down below. Everything I talk about will be linked down below, but oh my gosh, you guys, you have to try this. So since we're talking about ears, the worst symptom of perimenopause I am experiencing is vertigo. And what I have sort of kind of figured out on my own through like reading articles and just my experience is that I feel like there's fluid. And even when I went to see my primary care doctor when I had vertigo, he's like, yeah, there's some fluid behind this ear. So we know that that was the ear that was causing the vertigo also. And so what I did was I started taking some Allegra D, and the D is very important because that's the decongestant version of the Allegra. It's just an over-the-counter allergy medication, but the decongestant really does help clear up any fluid in your sinuses and in your ears, because it's all connected, right? So I started taking daily just when I started noticing that sort of feeling of fluid in my ears. And during allergy season in the spring, I was taking it every day. Now, I know it's not good to take it every day, and I'm on a break from it right now, but I would start noticing like a popping sensation in one or both ears, and just sort of like a feeling like maybe there's fluid in there. So the Allegra did help with that, and I'm happy to say I only had vertigo twice this year. I know it could have been many more times, knowing now that my vertigo is actually related to the drop in my hormones. So I am excited to report that I found a doctor, a menopause specialist in my area. Hallelujah. And I reached out yesterday, which was Friday, so there was no one around, but I did reach out to make an appointment, and I am super excited to go get my blood work, go talk with a specialist, hopefully get this vertigo thing sorted out. But I do want to mention, if you're suffering with vertigo and you feel like, or your doctor's told you there's fluid in your ear, try the Allegra D. It might help just to sort of dry it up, and then you may not get the vertigo symptoms. Now we're going to move on to another uncomfortable topic of body odor. So just like your teenagers, when they start getting their hormones going through their change of life, we're going through the same thing in our change of life, right? Our bodies are chemically changing, okay? So with that, I've noticed strange odors and an increase in odors, and that's super embarrassing, right? So I'm doing everything I can to not feel stinky. It's horrible to feel like, oh my God, is that a man? Is that an elephant in the room? Like, oh no, that's just me. That smells like a barnyard. It's so embarrassing. But let's start at the beginning. I have always used and do encourage people to use like a sort of non-scented or just naturally scented body wash. It starts in the shower. You want to cleanse your body with something that is not, I'm sorry girls, we have to kind of give up our Bath and Body Works, okay, like our pumpkin spice shower gel. That is horrible for your body, and it's just going to strip all of the oils that you actually need. And especially, you do not want to use anything fragranced down there in your vaginal area. Oh my God, it will actually make your vagina smell way worse because your body's trying to produce the right bacteria that you've washed away, and it could like overdo it, and so then you smell even worse down there. So just please do not, no more Bath and Body Works, okay? Leave that for your kids. Us grown-ups have to use something that is not super scented like that. I love this one from Lush. It's called the Olive Branch. It is made with natural olive oil, and it's fragranced with bergamot, which is natural, mandarin juice. It's just really yummy, and it's the only thing that helps me not get those little, anybody get those little bumps at the top of their arms that are like, they look like little zits, but they're not. They're just like little white clear bumps. This helps get rid of those as well, and it's super good for your layers of skin, and it does not make your body create more bacteria and more smell because you're stripping it from the bacteria that are actually supposed to be on your skin. So love this. Then when you get out of the shower, you know, deodorant, we all have our favorite deodorants. And I would say one of my favorites is actually the Native brand. I don't have one currently. I have to actually go refill my Native, but I've learned that even if I put my deodorant on in the morning, and I refuse to use anything with aluminum in it, I like an all-natural deodorant, but let's just face it, like midway through the day, our deodorants need a good refresh, right? You can start smelling halfway through the day. So what I started to do is keep some deodorant in my bag, so I just throw one in my purse. I picked up this 3-pack when the Nordstrom anniversary sale was going on. They're from the brand Salt and Stone. So they came with these cute little, there was 3 of them. One of them's in my car. I have one of them in my purse, and then one of them on my vanity when I get ready in the morning. That way, no matter where I'm at, I can just reapply, freshen things up. And I've discovered that this is really helping me just feel fresh all the way through the day. So I would recommend, and I know even Native makes a little stick, which I am going to pick up one of those also to keep in one in my bag and one in the car. Just to feel, you don't want to feel unfresh. When you're feeling unfresh, it just kind of ruins your day, you know? So, but I love these as well. This is a good brand. So next I want to talk about something very uncomfortable that has started happening to me, which I never had a problem with before, and that is UTIs. Women in perimenopause get UTIs way more easily than women who are not. And I'd never had a problem with UTIs before, and I got one this year and it was not fun. No one wants to have to take a day off work, go see their doctor, talk about their vaginal health with their provider. But what my doctor recommended is adding in a water-based personal lubricant like this one from KY Jelly. It's water-based before intercourse. I did not feel like I needed any extra lubrication during intercourse, and many people don't feel that they need it, but I'm going to tell you, just a little dab of this will help you not get those UTIs because they're annoying. So just if you know you're going to be intimate, just a little dab down in that area, trust me, it's going to save you from getting the UTI, because really what's happening is even if you don't feel dry in your vagina, during intercourse, even if it's not painful, you can get, because our skin is changing, you can get these little micro tears in your vaginal wall, and that's how the infection gets in. So just adding, you don't need to like use a lot, but just a little bit is really going to prevent anything like that from happening. And it could even make it more fun. Who knows? So we know everything is changing. All of our, chemicals, hormones are changing, everything about our body. They change even the gut microbiome, which I'm going to do a deep dive on that. That is just crazy to me. It can also affect your oral health. And I noticed that I was waking up every morning, my mouth felt as dry as the desert, and I'm like, oh no, I know that that is not good. You're going to start getting more cavities if you wake up with a very dry mouth, because that's where the bacteria, that's when the bacteria breeds in there and causes, gingivitis and more cavities. So I did see this on another YouTuber mention this Closis ultra sensitive mouthwash. It does not sting. It does not even taste like anything. You don't even feel like you're swishing with the mouthwash. But this unflavored mouth rinse, it says it cleanses and soothes, helps improve oral health without irritation. And I love this because now I'm noticing that it just makes my mouth feel more fresh in the morning, and I don't feel like it's a desert when I wake up. So I will link this one down below. I just grabbed this on Amazon. Love this. And the last thing I wanted to talk about is actually hair. So we all know in perimenopause, one of the symptoms that most people notice first, besides the sleep interruption, is hair loss, like thinning of hair. I definitely have noticed my hair is thinned out a ton. My ponytail is like tiny now when I put it all together. But so what I've been doing is, especially since I have fine hair, on day 2, because I try to go a little, 2, sometimes 3 days, I'll push it without washing my hair in the shower, because I went red and now I have this, color treated hair. I want to keep my color as long as I can, but you still want to look like, your hair is not like flat and stringy. That's gross, right? I love this Batiste original scent. I just get this at Target. You can order them on Amazon also. But what I do is, it just for the volume, it makes it look like my hair is fuller. So I will just take on day 2, when I wake up in the morning, I'll just take a little section under here, just give it a little spray, and then just like rub it in my roots once it's dry. I'll even do sometimes, I'll lift up the back, spray that back there, and it just really gives your hair some nice volume. And if it's day 2 or day 3, it's gonna make your hair look still fresh and clean. So that is my little trick. And then if I'm in between hair color treatments and my grays are growing out a little bit, this one from Bumble and Bumble, you can tell I've used it a ton, is like a brownish, it's called hair powder, but it works for redheads also. So this is going to give you some fullness and also touch up your roots a little bit. I don't love using this one. I use it when I have to, because then if I accidentally scratch my head during the day, scratching my scalp, and then I'm like, underneath my fingernails is all brown from this stuff. So I don't love to use the color treated one if I don't have to. This original one from Batiste has no color to it, so I don't have that problem with this one. So love this. So that does it for this video, girls. I hope you found something that helps you in your perimenopause journey. I'm going to go see a specialist. I'll be making a whole video about everything and how that goes. And I hope you're having a wonderful weekend and get out there and enjoy some of this weather. Talk to you girls soon. Bye.